Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is doing good today. Welcome to Yo, You Like That, the talk show where I bring on VTuber guests and we talk about something that they enjoy, something that's fun, amazing, unnatural in this world of like crazy things. But you know what? It's good. It's good to share the good stuff. And we're going to share it with you today. I hope you are ready. We have a lovely guest with us today. We have the super awesome VaeAstrum. Hello, Vae. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing
Yeah, yeah,
good.
yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
awake. I'm alive.
We're all awake and alive today, and that's important. You got to be awake and alive. Otherwise, we just do ASMR streams. So, good night, everybody. We're going to change this up real fast. I hope everyone was prepared.
A
Nah,
major
nah. We're here.
change.
Theme change immediately. We're good at yo you like that. We change on the fly. Do I have to
Actually, a
change the
good
Twitch
idea.
setting?
You like that. The VTuber says they like sleeping and they're just sleeping the entire stream. At the end, they wake up and they're just like, yeah, sleep is great. Okay,
I,
bye.
I haven't had someone brought bring that up as a topic yet, but it's still early in my career. I'm sure I'll find someone. Thank you so much for coming on today. For those that do not know you, please introduce yourself.
Hello, I am VaeAstrum. I am a changeling VTuber, which means pretty much at will, though it sometimes takes a few minutes. I can change myself. So I have two official forms at the moment. This is the main one. This is my default. But I have a slightly spookier version where I give in to my unusual nature as a shapeshifter. I play a variety of games. I yap about all kinds of things. I also sometimes yap about serious things because I think sometimes we're scared of topics that are important. So I like being able to be a space where we can sometimes talk about that stuff. But mostly I play games.
That is awesome. I too love games. And we
Yes.
are going to be talking about game today. Apparently, a very big game that I have slept on. Like, I know very little about today's topic, so I'm excited to get the full breadth of information in regards to the subject today. We're going to be talking about the game Subnautica.
Yes. To be fair, I knew about it for years, but I think I misunderstood what the game was about, so I avoided it for too long.
The only thing I put together, it's taken me a while. I had to get, do all the math, all the formulas and stuff. I think it's a game where you're underwater.
Yes, that is the main part of the game.
Okay, all right. I'm up. All right, I'm toe deep. I'm toe deep into this game. All right. But yeah, go ahead. Break it down for us. What is a Subnautica?
So Subnautica is a very interesting game. The premise is that you're on a spaceship going to investigate a planet where people have gone missing. So you're trying to basically look for lost assets.
Oh no.
But as you're approaching the planet, your ship gets shot down by something, and you crash land onto the planet in a life pod, all by your lonesome in a strange ocean-based planet. There are a few places where there's land, a couple small islands, but for the most part, you are in the water. There's a lot of different biomes where you can find different types of creatures, different resources, and you're basically trying to survive for pretty much the entire game. But your goal is trying to figure out one, what happened in the first place, and two, how do I get home? So,
Oh, I did not know any
yeah.
of that. I assumed it was a you were looking for like buried treasure or you drew the last straw and you have to take the bathysphere down to the depths of this very scary water. It's
I mean, if the treasure is knowledge, you will find much of it. For other treasure, not as much. Um, but yeah, it's honestly a beautiful game, and there is also like a little bit of a story. It's the type of game where um the story isn't really linear except for a few parts. Most of the story you discover as you go based on what areas you want to go to. But I believe from the start of the game, you can do everything if you like have the knowledge. There's like nowhere that's
Okay.
like locked. You can go everywhere if you are crazy enough to do so without proper resources.
Is it kind of like Raft? I don't know if you've played Raft, but I have played the Raft, and it's got like the little story bits where you like find a big building or a big island with like a hut, and then the hut has like a journal, and then you're like, okay, here's your story. Enjoy your journal.
Yeah, it's really similar to that. You find like people's PDAs, so they're like technological journal basically. So you find little
Oh, like
pieces of
like
that.
Bioshock.
Yeah. So that's a big part of how the story is discovered. There are a few other ways, but some of them are a little bit extra spoilery and like end game. But for the most part, you're finding out through that, though you do also get radio signals sometimes which tells you where to find other life pods that crashed onto the planet and also kind of gives you ideas of like where to go and also to try to prevent the big ship that crashed from exploding.
Nice. Okay.
Yes, which is a very scary part of the game.
No, I believe it. And you said you gotta like survive and stuff. Do you have to like collect like food and oxygen and stuff?
Yeah, there's a few different game modes. So there's like a peaceful game mode that's essentially like creative mode where I don't think things will attack you and I think you don't need to worry about anything other than oxygen, but I'm not 100% sure. There is the base survival mode where you do need to get food and water and all that kind of stuff. And then there's like a mid-range where you still have a bunch of things that can hurt you, but you don't need to worry about the food and water.
Oh no, not sharks named Jeff.
Oh my God. There are large creatures, not necessarily sharks, but large, mostly dangerous creatures. And people did name them, and some of them have really stupid names.
Oh, I hope so. We live in an era
Yeah.
of Baby Shark. If we can't
Oh
get
God.
stupid names off of like of alien sea creatures, then I don't know. We're the worst timeline.
Yeah. I wish I could remember what they are, but it's been a while since I've had to look at that map. I think it took me about a month and a half to beat the game from playing relatively often. Though I will be honest, my first several times playing, I did not play for very long because I kept getting too scared.
I've heard people say that it is a scary game, and I don't know if it's because the game is scary or because just the natural idea of the ocean in general is frightening. Because I'm in that boat. The
Yeah.
ocean
I
itself
mean,
frightens me.
yeah, the ocean is definitely a big part of it, and, like, a lot of the fear is, like, atmospheric, so, like, the way the sound is designed and everything like that, but also the fact, like, in a traditional, like, horror-specific game, like, you do need to look around you, but you don't usually have to look below you very often, but when you're underwater, something can come at you from any direction possible.
Oh no, that's true.
Yeah, and, you gotta try to either swim for your life or fight it off, and they do not give you a lot of ways to fight. You can technically fight and kill, I think, any creature there,
Do you
but,
do you get
it's
like
gonna
a do
take
you
a
get
while.
do you get like a spear gun, or do you have to actually just use just like a regular
Oh,
spear and just go pokey pokey?
oh, I'd love to have a spear. You get a knife, uh so that's your main weapon. You can harvest from one of the creatures in the starting area. It's a friendly creature, but it kind of what's the word I want to use here? You know what? It kind of just farts out these little bubbles and they burst and they do like toxic damage, but you can collect them before they
Oh,
burst and you can damage other things with them. So you can weaponize the
fart
creature's
bombs.
droppings.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
I don't think I ever even harvested one. I just avoided them. I would just say hi and keep my distance because I was just like, oh, that's a bad cloud. That's a danger cloud.
It's
But they look really cute. But yeah, you're mostly using a knife. You also eventually get a stasis rifle, so you can kind of freeze creatures if you
oh,
aim
that's cool.
properly. So that's kind of the standard method is freeze the creature, slash at it as with a knife, and then GTFO until you can freeze it again.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it takes a
I,
while.
was I was always worried they would just give you like a club or a crowbar, and it's like, all right, good luck, and you're like, how is it supposed to work underwater?
To be fair, I feel like at least it would do more damage if you had like a crowbar.
Crowbar is very versatile, even
Yeah.
underwater. It turns out.
Yep.
So, what do you feel about makes Subnautica stand out over other popular indie titles? Because Subnautica, I hear or I feel it's like one of the big five that people talk about, that people stream, that people play, that it's up there. It's up there with the big ends.
Yeah. I think a big part of it is just how much love and care was actually put into the world. So it's pretty open world. There is kind of soft limits. By soft limits, I mean you can technically keep going, but you will get an uncomfortable message from your PDA, your like AI voice from your system will tell you that you've reached like an ecological dead zone, which basically means this is a bad place. I think it's called like the void. So you can
That
go there, but it's
nothing good has
dangerous.
ever been called the void.
No. And there are things in the void, limited things, but things you might not want to meet, even though they're very cool. Um, but there's so much love put into the game. Technically, you could play the game and barely explore if you really wanted to. You could beat it and not go everywhere. And it's such a large world, and there's so many areas that, like, at the end of the game, right before I beat it, when I was just kind of like puttering around a little bit, that I was just like, holy shit, like, this is so cool. And there's no reason for you ever to go here. But it's so incredibly beautiful. The story is very well done, even though it's kind of story light. I really love that kind of story that you discover as you go and that has like a big impact at the end. And there's also another really, really, really cool feature. So if anybody plays the game and you're scared, I say work through it because as you get more resources, the threats will not be as significant. They will still exist, but eventually you won't be scared of the scary things anymore. You'll just be like, oh, okay, buddy, yeah, 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 and you'll just continue on your trip. Um, but when you beat the game, you get to leave a time capsule. So you get to
Ah,
put like a few resources and leave a letter, and you can either add a screenshot or you can even add like whatever image you want. And when you're playing the game, you can find these time capsules. So you find like little bits of other people who've played the game.
oh my
And
God,
it's
that's so
so
cool.
cool. Yeah, I found one from a Spanish streamer, and thankfully I was able to read it properly because I speak French, so the Spanish is close enough that I can read it. And it was a guy just saying, "Thanks for joining this journey with me. Good luck. I made a
Hit
lot of
that,
memories.
hit
Come
that
and find
follow
me."
button.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, the first time I found one, I was just like so amazed. I was just like, "Wait, this is a real person." And it was an IRL streamer, so it had a photo of his face, which caught me off guard when I first opened it. But
I get spooked by IRL streamers sometimes too. I'm like, oh yeah, right,
yeah,
this is an option. Not everyone is a cartoon.
yeah. I just
I
didn't know what it was. I was just like, oh, okay, it gave me like some food and water. Cool. Weird thing.
but that time capsule thing's really cool. I don't know if you had the chance to play Wind Waker on the Wii U, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, but you could throw bottles into the ocean and you could get people's random messages. And unfortunately, a lot of it was really just shit posting, but but it was such
Yeah,
a
that
cool
checks
little
out.
feature.
Oh man, no, I didn't get to play it on the Wii U. I never had a Wii U. I actually just started playing Wind Waker recently, but I it's the OG version.
Hey, it's still a good version.
Oh yeah.
I will always say Wind Waker is definitely one of the best Zeldas. Everyone should at least try, at least give it a good old fashioned once over.
Yeah, it's crazy I waited so long to play it, but I was like, well, I just spent a lot of time in the ocean, so more ocean?
More ocean. It works out great. I love it. So what kind of
But
drew you into the series? Do you play like normally like the kind of like big like story indie games, or was it more of just like a osmosis, like you heard about it from other people?
um it was a mixture of a few things. So in the subreddit for one of my favorite games called Outer Wilds, um it it's a great game, but it has like a very unique experience that you can never re-experience playing again. And so a lot of times people will post and be like, "What's a game that's similar to this? I can't believe I'm done with it." And so
I
many
gotta get
people
my
I always
fix.
yeah, I always saw people bringing up Subnautica and I was like, "Oh, maybe one day I'll try it." I don't really know why it took me so long because I do know a few people who played it. But for some reason, it was never fully on my radar. I'd seen like a little bit of people playing it in the more early access days, and I don't think I knew that there was a story. I think it was just kind of like an open world survival where you like build a base underwater and catch fish and stuff. So I didn't really know that there was more to it. Um, so I kind of forced myself to play it by having it as a reward for a little donathon I did. It was one of the first
Oh,
rewards for a donathon I did. I think I started in May. I was just like, you know what? If I get this much money for my goal, then I'll try Subnautica. And so it was kind of like a light way of casually encouraging myself to play it because it was a goal and like a milestone reward.
for sure.
But I also had the option of continuing to play or not continuing based on how I felt. And I like I said, for the first like week and a half, I kept trying to get myself to play it because I did find it
It's-
so beautiful. I love the water. I love the ocean. I have like ever since I was a kid. So it was such a beautiful game, but like every time I played, um it's really like I said, there's scary creatures, but it's more atmospheric horror. It's more just like the
mhm.
fear of the unknown and the way that they make the soundtrack and stuff like that. That's really what scared me. It was just like when I would like enter a new area and all of a sudden things would go really quiet, or I entered the
Yeah.
area and like there was like more intense music kind of with like a heartbeat rhythm and I was just like, "Oh,
Oh
okay, so this
no.
might not be a fun place." Yeah, so I was scared so much, but then there was a very specific event that happens relatively early game, and so I forced myself to continue playing until I got to that point. I didn't know what was going to happen until I got like a radio message kind of hinting at it. And I was like, okay, I'm curious. Like, let me try to play it. And then I saw that happen. I found all kinds of cool, crazy shit. And I was like, okay, I need to power through. I can't let
Yeah.
my fear win. Like, what's the worst that happens? I die and then I just get sent to my life pod.
Yeah.
I still freak
But
out every time I got
oh no, for
attacked, but
sure. And it's also
but
kind
I
of like
managed to get
the feeling of being like isolated in a game like that, where it's like it's
yeah,
just you and your little like AI buddy telling you not to
yeah,
go into voids, and then you're like,
yes,
okay, no one's got my back. I all right. It's
yeah, yeah, it's basically just like a computer system that like tracks things and like obviously also as you get like different types of resources, you get like new blueprints to build more things. So like that also gives it a bit of a addictive quality that like keeps you wanting to play because you're just like, oh, well, I just got enough resources that I can build this new thing. Well, now I need to build that. So you continue doing that. But yeah, the computer voice there's some areas where the message was really not good. there's there's one particular area that like I came out from like an underwater cave system and I thought I was going the same way I always do and it was just like there's several extremely large creatures in this area. Are you sure it's worth being here? And I just went, "Nope. Not worth being here. I'm gone."
they want to be your friend.
Some do. Some do. And oh, okay, this is such a silly little thing. I don't think it's a really big spoiler, but you do find like creature eggs. So like eventually as part of your base, you can hatch some of the eggs and get like your own little aquarium going. And
Oh,
there's a unique creature that you can't find in the wild, but you can find its eggs. And it is the cutest, derpiest thing I've ever seen. And if you take it outside of the tank into the ocean, it does tricks and you can pet it. And so that was that helped the fear as well because I was
that's
like, okay,
cool.
well,
It doesn't like
now I need to live with
automatically get
myself.
like taken like scooped up by like a water hawk or anything, does it? I always feel
No.
like really worried whenever I'm like, here's a cute thing into a giant biosphere.
Yeah.
Please don't let it die 5 seconds after I do this.
Oh my God, I would have cried if it died. You can set it so it either follows you around or it doesn't. And if it doesn't follow you, it stays like near your base, I think. But apparently it has a shit ton of health, like almost as
Oh,
much as
okay.
some of the like biggest creatures in the game. So the creators definitely knew, okay, if this thing dies in one hit, everybody's gonna cry. So let's beef it up.
Relatively immortal. I always appreciate that. It's
Yes.
yeah, the developers seem to definitely put a lot of work into it. I'd always hear like, "Hey, Subnautica got a new update," and like it was like fairly regular. It wasn't like, oh, 2 years after the last one. They're like, by the way, Subnautica got an update.
Yeah, they do update it pretty frequently. So like it's definitely worth the money because even though it was an early access game, which I'm always a little iffy on, they put a lot of work into updating and bug fixes and really taking into account like how players were playing. Because at first the game was just supposed to be like a casual, chill exploration game, and they didn't realize people would find it scary. Like that was something they didn't expect. They didn't expect people to be scared of the game. They didn't expect it to be like kind of horror adjacent, and they didn't expect people to kill the large creatures. But they sort of leaned into that after they realized that it was having that kind of psychological horror effect. They definitely enhanced some areas to be a little bit extra spooky. Um, and I don't remember if all of the items in the game were there at first, but I feel like some of them might have been added specifically to give people the option to fight back if they were really desperate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. If you're really desperate, not just trying to monster hunter this up.
Oh yeah, I know some
Uh,
people who like after they get attacked by one very specific annoying creature, they decide that it's their life mission to eradicate every single one,
so I met a new
which can take
creature.
a
So and then I
while.
took it personally.
Yeah, to be fair, I got really lucky, like almost statistically unlikely with how lucky I got that I never got too close to that creature. I saw it a few times in the distance, but I never had it chase me or attack me. Most of my deaths were self-inflicted,
That's
mostly
understandable.
mostly from lack of oxygen, but also sometimes from more minor fish. Like there's one fish very early game that hides a resource that you need. And when it notices you, it comes out of its little hidey hole where it hides the resource and it charges right at you and explodes.
Oh
So I
shit.
died a few too many times. I rage quit one day when it killed me for like the third time. I was just like, okay, I don't have this resource. I can't do anything more. I'm getting pissed off. I'm gone. And I just turned off the stream because I couldn't deal with it anymore. But now I'm just like,
God.
oh, okay, you're fine. Whatever. Oh, no, you blew up in my face. Well, as long as I have my little healing packs, I'll live.
Yeah, I know you said there was like a lot of building involved. Are you building like on your ship, like your bathysphere, or are you building to upgrade your ship that fell, or are you building like an entirely new like underwater base?
An entirely new underwater base. So, like, you start
Whoa.
off in a little life pod that like floats on top of the water, but it's pretty small. It's very basic. It has like a little tiny storage compartment, and it's got like a health thing, and you can, I believe, make items. It has a fabricator. Sorry, one sec.
I always love little fabricators, like little 3D printers.
Yeah, fabricators are a godsend in that game because that's how you make the most important things. But yeah, so you start off in the life pod, but then eventually the game kind of hints at you that you should start building a base, which is definitely pretty necessary unless you're a speed runner. And then you can build a base underwater. You can technically have it go outside of the water as well, but since there's very few land masses, you got to start in the water and you get all
Yeah.
kinds of like new things. You can build new power sources. You can build a scanner which scans the environment and can help you locate specific resources, which is really cool. um, and then yeah, like I said, like the fish tanks you can make as well, and eventually you get like the ability to make small personal vehicles, so you
Oh,
can
that's
actually travel
cool.
faster, and it gives you a bit of a sense of protection as well.
Yo, for sure. Like, I'd never heard anything about that. I always assumed you had just one of those little little like scooter things like you hold on to
Oh
like
yeah,
the
you
pedals and it just kind of like motors you forward.
Yeah, that is one of the first things that you're able to build, and that helps a lot, but it helps a lot more when you have something that provides oxygen to you as well, because then you can keep going deeper and deeper into new areas for new resources and to explore different things. And if you start running out of oxygen, you can just hop back into your little personal ship. And there's
Okay. Do
three
you do
different
you
kinds.
do you have to worry about like water pressure? Like if you go too deep, do you get like, crushed?
Um, So this is one part that from a logical standpoint annoyed me actually, because you won't get crushed, but your machines sure can.
Oh no.
Yeah. So like as you want to go to deeper areas, you need to basically upgrade the ships to be able to withstand higher pressure. And like some of them have like limits, so you'll have to eventually make one of the other ones in order to go like to the deepest parts in the ocean. But yeah, your ship will unfortunately implode. I learned that the hard way when I had an accidental death that I did not know how it was caused. And I went back to get one of my machines that was very important. And I used a different, smaller machine to get there. And I thought about it afterwards and I went, well, shit, how do I can't take both of them back. So I ended up stealing all the different like upgrade chips, and I stole the upgrade chip for going into higher depths and got into my other machine, turned around in confusion and saw my other one explode.
Oh no.
It was okay. It was the easiest one to rebuild. I went through I think 5 of them, though one of them didn't explode. It just I got attacked by something and I avoided that area for the rest of the game rather than going back. I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna build another one because I don't know what attacked me, but it scared the shit out of me, and I'm not going back just swimming by myself.
Crazy. Are there like big squids and big jellyfish that you gotta watch out for?
Wids, I don't think so. I'm trying to think of all the different creatures. No, I don't think there's squids well, there's something kind of squid-like. And that's the
Oh.
thing that stole that ship from me essentially. Um there are jellyfish aren't like floating around in the ocean, but there are some that are like kind of stationary in areas, and I did learn the hard way that if you touch them, you die.
Oh
So
no.
there are a couple of those. Yeah. But most of the creatures are kind of based on a real life fish. Like one of the scariest one is based off of an oarfish, which is like a very large, like white and red fish. They're relatively gentle in the real world, but in Subnautica, um, they're a heckin' bad time.
Holy crap! I just looked one up. it's,
The Reaper.
it's a biggin.
Is it blue or oh the oarfish is what you looked up. Okay.
Yeah, the oarfish.
Yeah. Well, I just gave a hint that one of them is called Reaper something, which is
Such
not
a
a good
such
name.
a cute name. I'm sure he's harmless.
Oh yeah, definitely. There was actually a couple large ones that were harmless. The first time I saw one of them, I did think it was a giant jellyfish because it had some aspects of bioluminescence. And I got so scared and I just ran back to my life pod. I was like, "What are you? Oh no, I don't know what you are." And it was so, so big. But I ended up finding out that they're kind of friends. So I got so excited every time I saw them, even though the noise they make is still scary. So
Oh
every time I
no,
would hear the noise, I'd be like, "Oh shit, what's that?" And then I'd turn around, see them in the distance, and be like, "Oh, okay, it's just a friend. It's just a friend. It's just a friend."
fish are friends, not food.
Yeah. Well, depending on what game mode you play, sometimes they gotta be food too.
They gotta be food too. Hope you don't have a shellfish allergy.
Thankfully, I don't. I would cry.
I
It's
would
always
cry too.
possible I develop one. My father unfortunately has developed a shellfish allergy.
Oh no.
Yeah, he can eat some if he takes, like, a ton of allergy meds, so every once in a while, he'll be like, "I don't care, I want lobsters, let me down a bunch of meds to survive this,"
I've got my
but shrimp
EpiPen
is
on me.
he
I'm good to
can't.
go. It's-
I don't even think he has an EpiPen. He just needs to avoid shrimp. Shrimp is bad.
no, I could never live in a world.
Me either. I just spent 3 hours yesterday making seafood chowder.
Yeah.
A very expensive seafood chowder, which is why I generally prefer to buy it from a restaurant instead of making it myself. But I just froze like 6 bowls, I think. So I'll be good for a while.
Good meal planning. Good job.
Yeah, for like
So
a
so
$100
when
you
you
gotta.
when you beat the game, did it kind of like incentivize you to like keep playing, or was it more like try again and see like what like a whole new experience you'll get now that you know how to play better?
Mm, I'd say it's more that it slightly encourages you to play differently. Um it has like a pretty solid like this is the end point because
Mhm.
I mean like the point of the game is to essentially try to leave. So once you
Oh,
leave,
fair.
you might not want to go back, especially since the company you work for is evil. Like,
What?
yeah, as you start gathering resources, eventually you get a message that says, as a reminder, this planet technically belongs to our company. So you will be charged for all the resources that you take and use, which is messed up because it's like I think like millions of dollars, like by the point that it sends the message, and you've barely like gotten anything. But I think just playing the game is the biggest encouragement to play again. Either to do like kind of a hardcore mode where if you die, you're dead, no coming back, which I've seen some people lose their hardcore runs in the most painfully stupid ways, which I think is the worst. I don't know if I have the guts to do that because I know that I am stubborn and I would probably just like die to like, I don't know, cutting myself on something, if I'm being honest.
I accidentally touched
Uh,
the seaweed that poisons you forever. Uh-oh.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there is other dangers that are not creatures for sure, but that kind of goes a little bit more spoilery, and I think that's better for people to discover on their own. But
Sure.
just the experience itself makes you want to play again, especially once you like get to the late game and you have so many resources and you can like really build cool bases and you can find like really unique areas that like you never need to go to unless you want to. Um then it's a bit different. Like I've seen some people basically play like hide and seek slash geoguesser in Subnautica, and that
Oh.
showed me some areas that I had no idea existed. And I was just like, "Oh my god, like why is this here? This is an area that you never need to discover. but it's so much love was put into it. It's so cool and unique. And it's just like, why did they do this? But you can just really tell how much love they poured into the game and really made it so immersive, so beautiful, and also terrifying.
And just a little terrifying. Just a little scary. Just a
Yeah.
little peekaboo. So, you told me beforehand that there's kind of like some sequels that are like out now that are ready for you to play. What are your plans going forward with those? I think you said one of them was like a Sub Zero, was it?
Yeah, so Sub-Zero is kind of like a 1.5 sequel. It's set on the same planet after your first character leaves. I believe it's their sibling that returns to the planet to like do research and they're trying to like help out with something. So that area has like a little bit of a landmass that's well, it's called Sub-Zero, so it's kind of like a polar landmass. I haven't played
Penguins?
it yet. I think there is something similar. Yes. It
Yay.
is. I don't remember what they're called, but I've seen like a few like clips of the game and a few photos. And there's one big spoilery part that I know about, which is a big reason why I want to play. Um, but yes, that's like a 1.5. It had slightly more mixed reviews. Some people do still really like it, but a lot of people say don't bother. I think there's just more areas that are annoying. It's a different vehicle that's available as well, which apparently is very tedious to work around and to travel in. So I think because of the tedium in that 1.5 sequel, it's not as beloved as the original. I do still think I want to play it, but I need a little bit of a break.
Gotcha. It sounds
Yeah,
like it's one of those expansions that's like a little bit of like a challenge mode where it's like, hey, would you like things to just be a little bit more difficult, but also there are some really cool things that you'd enjoy? Give this a shot.
kind of, kind of. I'd say it's less that like it's not intentionally made difficult. It's just the design choices weren't as well thought out. So the way the
Ah.
like map and areas are designed just makes it more frustrating rather than difficult. Because some parts of OG Subnautica are pretty difficult until you like know what you're doing. But like they don't feel as frustrating even if you need to redo them a few times.
Mhm.
But with Sub-Zero, a big complaint I've seen is that it's just a pain in the ass, unfortunately. People are like, yeah, some parts are cool, but the creatures are a little bit less well designed and the areas were not properly planned out. Like they probably should have put a couple more years of work into it from the sounds of it. I don't know if that one had an early access because I don't remember hearing about it until recently. But after that, there's also Subnautica 2, which officially got released early access, I believe. It might have been like a couple days before or after I started playing the first one.
Perfect timing.
Crazy timing. Yeah. Um, which is that one. So for the early access, they basically release like a certain amount of like area and then it puts like an out of bounds where you'll get like a message saying, "Hey, like this is the end of the early access space, so
We're
check in for
working
more
on
in
it.
the future." Yeah, so I've heard a little bit more positive about that. And a nice part of Subnautica 2, although I'm not sure how I would feel about it, is that they've built in multiplayer into the game.
I was gonna ask if the first game has any like multiplayer stuff involved, but it sounds like they're keeping that as a feature for the second one.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily they kept it as a feature. I think they just didn't expect people to want it to be a multiplayer experience, but there is a mod to do multiplayer for the first game. So I think because of the
Oh.
popularity of that mod, when they started designing the second game, they went, okay, I mean, if people want to play together, it might bring newer audiences in because obviously when you're playing a scary game, sometimes it's a bit more tolerable to go through the fear when you have someone else there with you. So they built that into it, which I've heard mixed reviews as well, but it is again early access, so they're still working on a lot of fixes.
Or you
I
lead your
think this is
friends
interesting.
into terrible, scary situations and then watch them suffer.
Yeah, that's definitely a big part of it is, oh, we're exploring this place. Well, while so and so is doing this, I'm gonna go a bit further. Oh shit, I found something bad. Swim past my friend who is unaware what's going on, and they unfortunately find out the hard way.
Good luck.
Yeah. I haven't played it yet, but I do have a friend that inquired about playing it multiplayer. I just wonder how experiencing the story would be in multiplayer. That's the only thing that I'm like a little bit unsure about. Um, I do think it's good to have the option, but part of me is like, well, I don't think I would have had the same experience in the original Subnautica if I wasn't so isolated. Like the
Yeah,
isolation really played into like the impact of the game and the soundtrack and the psychological terror of it all. But big thing's still scary.
big thing's still scary. Okay, that's neat. It sounds like at least that the developers are still hard at work trying to just make more good game, make more good
Yeah.
game for people. And
Yeah, I've seen them already
you
releasing
can always
fixes.
do just like a single player serious story mode run, and then multiplayer shenanigans, just building, I don't know, like penis shaped like bathyspheres or
I'm honestly surprised I didn't think about that because some of my bases, if I had added an extra piece or two, probably would have looked very phallic. But that wasn't something I had originally considered.
we're gonna pierce the depths of the sea. We
And
have permission. It's okay. We have consent. We're just getting charged by the hour.
yeah. I wonder if you still work for the same company in the second game. I've seen like a few clips. There's been a few times where I've like popped into someone's stream casually. Um, because for most games, I don't care if I get a little bit of spoilers, especially if it's a game I'm not planning to play right away, because my brain will forget it.
Right?
It's very rare I retain the information. Like I watched a lot of people play Subnautica for like at least like an hour for some of them. And when I started playing the game, I still had no idea what was going on. Like all of it felt like completely different than what I had seen before.
You can watch
So,
like hours and hours of a game, but if you don't have the context, honestly, it's kind of just like going through the holes of your brain. You're like, okay, stuff is happening.
yeah.
But yeah, but that sounds super fun. What's probably like one of like your favorite like little like stories of like your exploring?
I mean, the meme of one of my equipments constantly getting destroyed was very funny. That was a big one. Trying to think. Oh, I didn't develop a vendetta against the worst of the creatures, but when I finally went to a pretty deep area to explore like a really cool like abandoned base, there was
Mhm.
a new creature that I found. And apparently
Oh,
they are very, very dumb, but they have a very unique ability. And again, I was very deep. I was in an underwater cave. I was exploring the space, and all of a sudden, I hear something explode outside.
oh
And it
shit!
was the ship I used.
Oh
So I
no!
had no oxygen. And as my oxygen slowly ticked away, I just lost it. And I started chasing them. And I was like, how dare you? And I just attacked a whole bunch of them. I managed to kill two of them before I ran out of oxygen. And then I like reloaded in my base. Well, at first I just like died and it brought me back to your base. And then after that, I like spent 5 minutes and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna reset to my last save point where I was and give it one more go because it was an annoying place to find already, and I lost some very important resources that were stored on that little shipmobile.
For sure.
Um, so I reset the save, and then this time I parked my ship like in a hidden like rock cave, like very far away from these guys. And I took out my stasis rifle and my knife and I just went for them. And some of them started running away from me. And I was just like, yeah, you better run. You better run, buddy. I'm not giving you a chance to blow up my machine this time.
I
And
am
I
the
just went
I am the
crazy.
apex predator in this ocean now.
Yeah. There was also a moment later, like very late game in one of my last few streams where I was very, very deep underwater, though I had like a large ship that kind of acts like a mobile base. You can eventually build that.
Mhm.
So I had that with me somewhat nearby, but I was exploring this very spooky area, avoiding these creatures that are a pain in the butt to deal with. And I like paused for a moment. I was talking with Chad. I was kind of hiding from something bigger. And then all of a sudden I hear something and I look at the game and I don't see anything on the screen other than this extremely large creature coming at me. So I'm trying to like fight it off in my like little machine because one of the machines you kind of have like arms that you can use.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little Gundam.
Let's
Uh
go.
yeah, so I just started like hitting it while trying to run and I clipped through the world. So for a moment I was just like, where am I now? Like what's going on? And then I saw like the resources above me and I was like, "Oh my god, I clipped through the world. Did I like just completely mess up my save?" But I just kept going and eventually I surfaced back out. And then for like an hour I didn't hear or see that other large creature again. Unfortunately, it did come back. I would have been happy
Oh.
if it disappeared.
I was hoping it would have like clipped outside the world with you, just both of y'all stuck in a purgatory, but you have a ship that could get you out.
Yeah, it would have been so nice if I had been stuck out or if it had been stuck there. But eventually, as I was like exploring, trying to find a very important area, I did see it again, and I was just like, "Oh no, it's back." Well, I didn't see it. I got hit by something it threw at me first, and then I was like, "Okay, I need to hide and find a different way." It would have been nice if I'd clipped through.
Yes. Talking about like little arms that just in Gundam just reminds me of like the ball, just like the little like circle with the little like grabby arms. It's like yeah, we thought this was a good idea at the time, sending this out into space.
Yeah. There was also just like so many lovely areas where like I was just like so enchanted. I was like, "Oh my god, like the concepts that they used are so cool." Um like there's one area where it kind of looks like underwater mushrooms. I don't know if that's what it's
Ooh.
supposed to look like, but it does look like that. Um and like there was very interesting creatures in there and they were really really like pretty and I just like fell in love with it. I was like, "Oh my god, how did I not find this area for like 20 hours when it was so close to my starting point?" But I really love that. And that's also where I found my first time capsule. So I'm probably a little bit
Yay.
more sentimental about that because that was my first time capsule, which was lovely.
I love that. That sounds great.
Yeah. The
So
land
you
was
so
also
you
nice.
so you are now a master of the ocean depths. Now I gotta ask. Like you don't have to tell me if it's a spoiler, but are there like fish people? And by fish people, I mean like the top half is fish, but the bottom half is people.
No.
Okay.
I will give a very slight spoiler. That there is something that is able to communicate with you, though.
Oh.
Yeah, not gonna go further than saying that. It will also scare the shit out of you the first time.
Oh, okay. So in my head, I'm just thinking of like an angler fish with like a little light that does like one blink for yes, two blinks for no.
That would have been cool, actually. No, a little bit scarier than that, but it was a very cool discovery. Even though the first time I was like terrified, I was just like, what do you mean? What do you want from me? What are you?" But it was a very exciting part of the game. And that was not long after I'd found one of the islands because I think there's two islands in the starting game. Which was blessed. I that helped with my fear so much to just put my feet on the ground for a bit.
Oh yeah.
even though they were small areas, they were still really neat and well designed. So sometimes it was just like, okay, I'm tired of being in the ocean. Let me just go stand on the land for a little bit. Oh, sorry, you might hear my pupper in the background.
No, Popper.
Yeah, I went outside recently, so I don't know why he's whining.
He just wants attention. Just
Yeah,
wants
he's like, stop,
love.
stop talking about your fish friends. I'm
I'm right
here.
here. All right, now the important question that I know everyone's been waiting: do you think they're gonna make a Subnautica movie?
Oh,
After Iron Lung did really well, I imagine that movie companies are looking at indie games and being like, all right, what else can we make into a movie?
interesting question. I feel like that'd be really cool for the other game that inspired me to play this one. I think I would be surprised if they did. I could see them making it work. Like based on how the story is, it could make sense in like a sci-fi um type of scenario, but it would probably have to be high budget for like filming underwater and CGI and stuff like that. So I feel like
Oh,
if they
true.
did make a movie, I'd rather they do like an animation or something. I think that would be a lot cooler. Um,
Yeah, that way we
and
don't
a
have to get
little
James
bit
Cameron
cheaper.
up in this.
Oh, please no. I mean, I can't touch that one. I mean, I did like Titanic, but small confession, I have never seen any of the Blue People Avatar movies.
I've never managed to stay awake during one of those movies, so you're not missing out. That said,
Yeah.
they're very pretty. He can help manage a very pretty movie.
Yeah. They do seem nice. I've heard they're very good theatrical experiences, but unfortunately my theater closed down recently, so
Oh no!
yeah.
Now you have no choice but to resort to piracy. Now you are an underwater pirate.
Exactly.
Now
Although sometimes
now
they'll
all you need is
do.
a drill.
Oh, a drill would be cool.
Be pretty cool.
Oh no.
But we are at the point of the show where we are going to be taking questions from the audience. Audience, if there's something you would like to ask about Subnautica or just in general to either of us, feel free to put it in the chat.
Yes, hello audience.
We appreciate everyone coming by to watch the show live, but we also appreciate the people watching the VOD as well. So if you're watching the VOD, feel free to put your question in the comments, and I will try to remember to actually look at them.
Yeah, while we wait a moment for that, I need to go check on my dog because he's throwing up.
Go ahead.
Sorry about
I
that.
my cat often eats too much and throws up as well. Now that we have been talking about this game, I have gone and put Subnautica on my Switch 2 wish list. So next time it goes on sale, I think I will end up picking up this game because it sounds like a fun time. But also, I'm more of like, I prefer to play stuff on consoles because I'm just bad at PC stuff. So there's that too. If I had a pupper, what would he be like? I like small dogs personally. I'm not a very big dog, ham. My old roommate had like this like big old uh what's the kind of like racing dogs? What are those called? Anyway, it was one of those. Anyway, it had so much energy. Like it was an adorable love bug, but holy crap. It was just not suitable for indoor life. It also bit through the cord on one of my GameCube controllers. So I was very sad about that. It was one of the modern like Smash Bros controller ones too. So it was a fairly new controller. It made me sad. I don't think I ever got like reimbursed for that either. Oh well. It was years ago. I'm gonna look up Subnautica movie and see if that's a thing. Subnautica movie. Oh, cool. So there's a studio, Unknown Worlds. The CEO shifted to a franchise creative director role, asked about exploring things about Subnautica. That's cool. Nothing has been decided, but it looks like that there is a money guy that does look like he wants to actually look into making Subnautica media.
Wow, I'm back.
Welcome
He's okay.
back. Oh,
I guess
great.
that's why he was being restless. At the very least, he's very polite. He's not a dog who will like walk all over and puke everywhere. He goes into his crate to puke, so I appreciate that at least.
Makes it a lot easier to clean up. My cat
Yeah.
is a I will puke it. I will puke out of pure what's the word, spite. There you go. I will puke out of spite if you are not paying enough attention to me.
Yeah, that's my cat as well, unfortunately.
They
It's
just
a
know how to work so well.
Yeah, she's a bit of a jerk. Despite my dog being large, I feel like the cat is more work most of the time. She's much more needy. She needs a lot of attention.
For sure.
And I'm not her favorite human, so when her favorite human is gone, she settles for me, but she'll mope for a few days first.
Vay, thank you so much for coming on. Please tell everyone watching, what do you have next? What can they expect from your streams coming up?
Ah, so I'm gonna be continuing with Wind Waker soon. It's been on pause for a bit because I had a very crazy summer job that took me into the woods and working way too many hours. But I think I'm over halfway potentially, so I want to finish Wind Waker soon. I've also been playing a little bit of Minecraft, and for other games, I haven't fully decided, but it's my birthday next month, so I'm planning on doing some fun stuff for that and some fun little secret reveals that will be coming out. And I might play Soma, which is another
Oh,
psychological horror cool story game that I've wanted to
oh,
play forever.
I love Soma. Soma is like one of my like favorites as far as like indie stories go. So I hope that you have a good time with it. I will not say anything about it because I know uh it's an experience that you just have to go in. You have to go in head first and just live it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it.
Thank
I'm
you so
excited to
much for
experience
coming
it.
on. I'm excited for your birthday stuff too. I will make sure to stop in and wish you a happy birthday. I hope everyone here does as well. Um, for our streams, we're gonna have another Yo You Like That. In a few weeks, we're gonna have Alistair Napalm coming in to talk about Doom.
Esther! Hell yeah.
So everyone look forward to that. And we're just gonna be playing some games. We're gonna play some Shantae. We're gonna be playing Mega Man, and more JRPGs. So look forward to those. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. It was a lot of fun, and I'm glad we got to talk about this because now I want to play this game. I have it on my Switch 2 wish list
You
now. So next time it's
should.
on
You
sale,
should.
I will definitely be diving in, quite literally. Haha!
Enjoy.
We're going to do a stealth raid, but thank you everyone for coming by and watching. Y'all have a lovely night. Remember to eat well, sleep well, poop well, and take care of yourselves. All right, all of y'all later. Go bye.